Hello everybody and welcome. You caught me here on the wheel again in the workshop, and what have I got for you today? Well, I thought we'd make a hanging wall vase. Why don't you join me and let's go to the action on the wheelhead. So, get the old camera down there. There we are. Zoom it in a touch. Okay. Right, so I've got here, this is actually a 500 kilo lump of clay, and if you throw a lump of clay onto the wheel like I've just thrown there, I mean, you aim to get it into the centre, don't you? But sometimes it doesn't quite go in the centre. What do? Do you put your hands in there and try to force it into the centre? If it's wildly off centre, just go like that, okay? Get it in centre a bit, makes it easy. Small tip. Okay, right, let's go. Okay, now, centering and coning up the clay, powering down the clay, nice mushroom shape. Use your thumb, centre it right down to the wheelhead. Going in a V. This is basically going to be a derivation of a cylinder, really. So now, because this is going to be a garden pot or a hanging wall vase, it's going to have a hole in the base. So you go down to what we normally call, let's say, your base thickness, but in this case you can just go right the way down to the wheelhead. Okay, now pulling up the clay, okay, pushing in on the outside there, lifting the clay up. Wheel's making a bit of a noise, isn't it? Yeah. What is going on with that wheel? Sorry folks, I've just got to go down under the wheel and see what is going on down here. The mechanics here hard at work. It's all part of the fun and games, isn't it? Oh, that's better. Ooh, so silent. Right, where was I? Okay, we're lifting up this. Now it's quite narrow-footed. Okay. Bringing the clay up. Basically, you could say a cylinder. Now, don't let it get wide at the top, all right? What we're going to do is we're going to roll the rim over. Just take it over my finger, and then drop it down, tuck it in underneath. Okay. There we go. Now I can still feel there's a bit of clay down the bottom there, so I'm going to get that clay up. Okay, that's the sort of shape. You can do these in different shapes. It's just a particular particular shape that I quite like, so let's just mop him out. Now we have got, as I said, I pressed right the way down through to the base there. Now I'm going to take my favourite little throwing stick and go right the way down in there, narrowing the base. Hope my head's not in the way. Okay, little bevel underneath. Right, leather. Right, now what we're going to do is we're going to pull him out of shape. So we're going to try and do it so you can see, and just pushing with my thumbs there and pulling back with my fingers on the top here. Pushing here and pulling here. Alright, so push that and pull it there. Okay, and that basically gives us that shape. Okay, now I'll leave it like that at the moment. I'll come back to that. Round the back, down on the floor there, by the wheel. Thank you. Right. So we'll just cut him off. Carefully lift him. Put him over there. Now, while I want to show you the next bit of the operation. What we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shift the camera angle slightly to that bit of I've got on the side there, a bit of. Now what I want to do is, now just as it turns out, I happen to have one that I've already made. So first of all, I've got to just prepare. If you roll out anything on a dry surface, just damp it first, alright, before you do. Okay, and I want to roll this little piece of clay into a sausage. Comme ça. Okay. It's quite important to make sure when you're rolling out a little handle like this, that, or a loop like this, or what will be a loop handle, that what your surface you're rolling it on is damp, because that'll help keep the handle moist. Because what we're going to do is we're going to need to bend it, and in the process of bending, if it's dried out too much, it's just going to crack, isn't it? Alright, so there we are, there we have a little rolled out handle. Now I'm just going to switch the camera position once more back to the pot waiting on the wheel there. Now this is one that I made just earlier. So now when it's a little bit more leather hard as this one is, and you can pick it up, okay, that the one that I did before, this one is obviously too soft to do anything with right now, but now that this one is, just flatten the back of it like that. Okay, now I sort of visually imagine where the center is here, and just lightly with my nails score it a little bit like that, you see. Right, put a little bit of slurry on those two places. Now, this little handle we're going to bend, okay, like that. Now, taking it, we're going to place it in the middle on top of there, and I may have a little bit of excess I just want to trim away, so we'll do that. Trim it away. And now what we're going to do is just work this soft clay as you see I'm doing. Make a good join of it there. Alright, and now everybody has their own way how they like to terminate things up. I do too, and I have a little, try and just get the that little bit on the end there, just like that. A little bit of tidying up maybe you need to do there, not too much. Right. Now, I haven't actually thumbed off the bottom of this pot, so these don't have to be trimmed. Just thumb them off like that. Okay. Take your seal, smack it in there. What country is it? Spain. Spain today. Oh, that'll do. There you go, Spain. Right, and there we have it, folks. That's a small, hey, with spring coming up, we're getting out in the garden, aren't we? Something like that would be rather nice, wouldn't it, to hang on a wall? Nice hanging plant, a geranium or something.
You have a hole in the bottom.
Yes, there is a hole in the bottom. Yeah, yeah. There's a hole down in there, which we made when we did it. Well, thank you for joining me, folks. There we are. Carry on gardening. Keep practicing. We'll see you in the next clip. Bye now.